to go impromptu live. Anybody want to talk? Anybody want to call in? Anybody want to call in today? It's hard to fill the void when MA doesn't come in or doesn't stream. Yeah, I would definitely welcome callers today. Just thought I'd step in. Nobody else had anywhere to go. Because I don't think Robert Wood comes on for like an hour and a half or so. Oh, great. I just saw the chat for the first time just now. Scott Baylo, yeah. Anybody want to call in? Email me at raineontheplains@gmail.com if you want to call in. I'll probably, like, if more than one person contact me, probably just have one at a time. It's just easier that way. But, you know, I'll say somebody else wants to come in, blah, 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 and then kick you off. So let me know. Let's see. I got to close out some of this other stuff so I don't get confused. Let me see here. Closing out a bunch of tabs so I don't get confused. Oh, hello, everybody. Let's see. I'll go ahead and start at the top. Scott Baylo, QP, Patrick, Preliminal, Evie Noel, Buster, Andrew Eaton, Adam the Fence, Therian, so far. Got 14 already. That's awesome. Yeah, just, let's see. I got to get to my email, I guess. I want people to send me an email, so I will do that. Yeah, I was telling in the chat, I don't know if all of you heard it, but I can make my eyes dilate at will now. Hi, White Rabbit. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Therian. But all I have to do, and I saw this, somebody say they could do it, and they described how to do it, and I was like, I have to try this. So I went in the bathroom, and they just say, all you have to do, and I should have made a video on it, but it's just really hard to video your own eye. But, uh-oh. If I get cut off, you guys, I'll come right back on. It's just my internet. But anyway, you just look in the mirror, and all you have to do is just think about someone you love. And I think, you know, for me, it was someone that I'm attracted to romantically. I don't know if it might work with a child or, you know, something like that as well. But it works for me really well. Okay, I gotta check. I'm gonna check my internet ever so often. Okay, I don't know if I stopped broadcasting for a second. Sorry about that, you guys. So did you hear me say about what I did and what I do in the mirror? And I just think of somebody that I am attracted to. Yeah, I think of somebody that I love, and kind of romantically. And then boom, they just really pop out. I mean, it was surprising. I was surprised at how much it dilated, honestly. Let's see. Oh, Kathy, we were just talking about how I can dilate my eyes on purpose. Hi, Jams. I've been on your show once. You probably don't remember me. Oh, shoot. I was looking at Scott's stream. That's why I need to that's why I need to cut that out. I need to cut all these other ones out so that I don't get confused. Whoops. Never mind. Go back into this one now. Okay, so yeah, just hi, Korrie. But yeah, it's just really, it's pretty easy to do. It works good for me. Hi, Mandela Health and stuff. But I just look in the mirror, think of somebody that I like. There's someone specific. I'm not, but anyway, I'm a robot. I thought you liked my voice. How can a robot sound? You're going to spend time flirting with yourself to see, Kathy? Oh, man. Yeah, it's really easy. Okay, I do need to see if you guys, anybody wants to come in, just email me, Raine on the Plains, all one word, at Gmail. So, okay, Raine, they did that in Renaissance Europe by adding a substance to their eyes. Oh, huh. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy how Scott on his birthday his eyes were totally brown. And now, I mean, when he looked in the camera, I couldn't believe how blue they were. Now, I don't think my eye color has changed. I do have a lot of yellow in my eyes, but I always have. I've always had a lot of yellow. All right. I don't see any emails yet. But it's kind of cool. But I remember when I was younger with my eyes, they were always dilated. Like even the eye doctor told my mom and dad that, because I could hardly ever go out in sunlight and stuff. And I'd always have to wear sunglasses and cover my eyes if it was too bright out. I don't seem to have that much of a problem with that anymore. Hi, Scott. Just thought I'd do an impromptu. Anybody wants to call in, they can. Raine on the Plains at Gmail, all one word. But yeah, just look in the mirror, think of someone in particular, and oh, Patrick, you did fine on the show the other day. You don't have to worry about that. I thought you enunciated fine. I think we all have fragmented speech because our brains are fragmented. We've been in too many realities, At least I have, it seems like. Especially when you start experiencing this, when you're a young teenager like I did. And see, that's why when Cookies, I don't know if you guys saw this in the chat, you didn't, Mandela Health and stuff. It's fine. But anyway, I don't know if you saw Cookies Jr. say this in the chat about how one of her brothers came up and looked like a ghost and said that he thought she died. Well, that's one of the reasons that I think it's a very real possibility. And like I said, I don't want to scare anybody with this, but I know MA's hinted at this and lots of people have thought it and brought it up. But they canceled your thumbs up. Oh yeah, you get 2 votes too. That's awesome. I forgot about that. But anyway, the reason I think that that's a really good possibility is that that's exactly when I started seeing changes, is right when, I took that whole bottle of aspirin when I was 13. I mean, it's so stupid. When you're 13, you don't know what the heck you're doing. You know what I mean? But I think I've probably done that. I've probably died several times since then as well, because I know one time I was really tired and I think I fell asleep and I woke up in the ditch and I was fine. But who knows, But so that's why I just think that, yeah, it doesn't scare me. For one, death doesn't scare me anymore. Well, it didn't really to begin with. Hell scared me though. Like when I had that bad trip and I thought my boyfriend was the devil and everything. See, I remember I was running down the street in this fairly large city in Colorado away from my boyfriend, and I went into this pizza joint, but it was just a delivery place, so they were just making pizzas in there. And, I guess they called 911 and because, they said, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know, And so they called 911, the fire trucks came and all that. I asked, I was like, why did the fire trucks have to come? But anyway, I know they were trying to take me away. And I'm like, no, I was just scared to death that they were going to like drag me into the pit of hell, or something. And anyway, I said, no, I'm not going with you. I'm not going. And they're like, well, how come you won't go with me? And I said, because I believe in Jesus and I'm not going with you. They left me alone, but because then my boyfriend came in and he said, I'll take her to the hospital. And so, or wait, no, I think I had to go to the police. I went with a police guy, but it wasn't like the ambulance people or anything like that. Hi, Candied. But anyway, yeah, that was interesting that Cookie Jr. said that, you know, someone came up to her, you know, her brother. She said it was like a different brother, I guess. I wish she was in the chat so she could explain her story a little bit more. But yeah, that was the only bad trip I had was that one. And then I never did drug. Well, I mean, I did marijuana, but not even until like many, 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 many years later. But, so, you know, that's why, I don't know. There's just several times where I think that I could have died, but I wish Cookie Jr. was in here so she could explain her story, because that would be freaky if you had somebody, you know, tell you, I thought you died, you know, and it was your own brother. Gosh. Anyway. Let's see. Anybody else come in? Kathy, I didn't know if I said hi to you or not. Scott Baylo, you sure you don't want to call in? Or anybody? Let's see. But yeah, and after that, yeah. Yep. It's scary when you do that. And then when you feel like you've had several times that you might have died and stuff. Shoot, I had a train of thought. Oh, okay. So after that bad trip and everything, honestly, I was pretty nuts for like about 4 years after that. Oh, you sent a painting. Wonderful. To my email. I gotta check it out. Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah, I like all the artists in the group. Patrick and QP and Dominic, all you guys have such great stuff. I haven't seen anybody else's, so if I don't mention your name, it's just because I haven't seen it. But I'm just amazed at all you guys. I mean, I won an art show when I was, well, shoot, this would have been right before I did that aspirin thingy. And I was so shocked because even my art teacher, I think she gave me a C on the painting. Then I ended up winning this art show and she gave me an A minus. Sure, I can show it. Okay, hang on. Okay. Let me go to where I can screen share. There we go. In the shower. That's awesome. Man, I wish I had talent to draw. I mean, I painted this one tree and it won, but I never developed it or anything. Like both of my sisters kind of worked on their painting and they both do good work too. But I really like that. I like your art is so interesting and unique, Patrick. I hope you guys can all see that. Okay. I got to get back to the chat over here. Hi, Sadie. Oh, that's good. Your art teacher helped you? That's wonderful. Yeah, a lot of times you'll get help from people who recognize a talent like that and want to. Hi, Adam. I still don't see anybody wanting to come on with me. Okay, let's see. Does anybody else think that they've died, or See, for me, it's like it's either that, or if it's not that, then it seems like with all the numbers we see and all the just the weird stuff. I mean, how can people's eyes change? You know, we're either like moving to a different world, a parallel reality, or a simulation theory. I just don't see. Well, I guess quantumly they can do that too. So there's three options. You know, it's either a quantum. You know, it's quantum, and it's just things. If it's quantum, though, I have a tendency to believe that we haven't even left, and maybe if we did, we went through a black hole or something. You know, if it's a quantum change, and then if we've died and we've gone to just a parallel reality, I think that's a possibility. And then, computer simulation is way up there too, just because. I mean, I just think it has to be. I hope you guys can still hear me. It looks like everything's okay, but sometimes it doesn't tell me when my internet goes out. Well, JW, that's what I was saying. You say we could have died many times, and I think, I think the first one, if I did, I think the first one was when I was 13, but I think I've probably have 2 or 3 times since then. So, and just didn't realize it or whatever. You kind of, when you come figuring out the Mandela effect and all that, then that's one of the possibilities that you end up thinking of. You always think, or I always thought of the Bruce Willis movie where, everything was just getting ready to accept the fact, basically, Is that when you went to the hospital, Patrick, when you did in February 2016? I think you talked about that on with me, and then also with Brandon. This last February, Sadie? Wow. What happened when you were 6, JW? Oh, nuclear West Coast? That's interesting. That's very interesting. Lots of people have dreams and stuff of a bomb or a flood. Not necessarily a flood, but like water coming over, not like a worldwide flood or anything. Now, what makes you say that, Sadie? Like, is it just like a dream you had, or is it like, news reports that were scaring you, or that you remember like halfway in a dream, or what would make you say that? So, Patrick, when you left the hospital, is that when you started seeing all the changes? A very vivid dream, Sadie says. Okay. Yeah. See, to me, that's when I started seeing. I mean, the first one was John Deere. And then I've told you guys all this a million times, but I saw those name changes in the 80s as well. And, I just couldn't figure it out because I was always, pretty much, I mean, I didn't even really have to study. I'd remember where things were on the page. I thought I had a photographic memory, and all these things confused me and thought I was, going crazy. Hi, Brandon. Hey, Brandon, if you want to jump on here, I'll send you a link. Just send me an email at raineontheplains at Gmail. A lot of people have dreamed, Evie, of a nuclear bomb, it seems like. Well, and then one interesting thing is that Bluebird says in one of his realities that they were successful in bombing Hawaii, and that everything was crazy after that. So, I mean, that's interesting for him to hear him talk about that. Car wreck for you, JW? Huh. Other 5 people were injured. You don't have to, Brandon. It's up to you. I just said if you're more than welcome to come on if you want. But yeah, that's weird that you say that too, because I was in a car wreck when I was 5. And I distinctly remember the green being on top. Because we were at a stoplight and it had turned green, and we went, and a truck hit us. because he went through the light. And so, good grief, it could have happened even when I was 5, I guess, 5 or 6. So, could have happened clear back then. And, maybe that's all we do is we just keep shifting on to the next one, And then I've heard lots of people say when they've tried to commit suicide or whatever, it doesn't work, Of course, how would you know if it worked if it did, you'd be dead. I don't know. You were in a train crash and an earthquake. The Herod's bomb. What's that? Oh, you're in the UK though, right? So I probably wouldn't know about that. Oh yeah, the shopping department store. And you nearly drowned. Hi, Paul Johnstone. Hi, DJ. Yeah, I just decided to do an impromptu while MA's taking a sabbatical. But yeah, it's crazy, these theories. And who knows, it could be like a combination of, even if we have died, there still could be other stuff going on. I don't think it precludes. I think one solution doesn't necessarily preclude any other, honestly. So somebody thinks that we're going to get an explanation out of all this later on. Oh, definitely. Patrick, I think that as far as praying, and honestly, even if I have died or whatever, it doesn't mean that I've stopped believing in God or Jesus at all. So, I mean, I know not everybody shares that faith, but, I'm just telling you guys what I believe and what my beliefs are. And if anything, it brings me closer to God. Hi, Skookum. Hi, Lynn Miguel. Yeah, it just, I think we can, just learn, take each day as it comes. I don't know. And then he said, so many theories seem to stop making sense because of residue. Well, sometimes I'm wondering if the worlds are merging. Like if they're destroying a world and then we just go to the next one, but yet some stuff remains behind. But if they're doing that, like, does that explain? I don't know. Gosh, it's just, you can't pinpoint anything, because it's like, does it mean that some of the people, is that why some people don't seem real to us or whatever, or NPCs, because they didn't make it? I don't know. Or are they just, they're dominant, like say we're in the middle of like the pages of a book, and there's 2 worlds on either side of us, maybe half of the world went, forward 1 page and one went backwards 1 page or something like that. Who knows? But I totally believe that people are not the same. I mean, for sure. For sure. Let's see. I got an email. See if somebody wants to come in. Okay. Dead GBK is showing a picture. Oh, okay. Here, let me get Brandon in and then I'll show Dead GBK's picture. Oh, shoot. I've got to, let's see. Go back and get the link. Yeah, I hope you guys, for those of you who didn't see it and you do live streams, I did a little short tutorial on how to get people into your live stream. Okay. All right, Brandon, it is sent. And then let me go back and look at the GBK's picture. Okay, he's saying that you can do What does TDLR stand for? Okay, I'm here at the link. So I'm going to do a screen share. Let's look at it all together. Shoot, I'm going to have to go to a different computer too so that I can look at the chat while I'm doing this. Okay, so here's the site. What does TDLR stand for? GBK. And then meanwhile, I'm going to go to my other computer so I can see the chat. Okay, it says to get a TDLR license. What? I don't see anywhere where it says what it is. Weather Modification Advisory Committee. And you can see their meetings online at their YouTube channel right here, you guys. Here, I'll put the link in the chat when I get my. Oh darn it! Well, maybe yeah, did GBK? I think you have a branch, do you? Let me check. Well, I can't. I can't get to it while I'm screen sharing. Let me get out of this real quick, and then I'll post the link, and then oh, that's not it. That's not the one I wanted. Okay, let me copy that. Okay, so there's the. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the screen share now. I had to get off to do that until my other stuff came up. Okay, so screen share. Okay, but yeah, what in the heck is all that about? Why cloud seeding is increasingly attractive to the thirsty West. Can't. Okay, it says the seeding of clouds with artificial ice nuclei occurs in much of West and South Texas each growing season. Golly, they don't hide anything here, do they? Oh, Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, weather modification. I mean, what in the heck? That's nuts. That is nuts. All right, I'm trying to get to my other computer where I can see the chat. My internet's slow, so it'll take me just a second. Let me just read some of this stuff where that other stuff comes up. So you say you can get a license for this? Oh my goodness. That is so crazy. Okay, listen to this. Weather modification regulation. All individuals and organizations intending to conduct weather modification activities are required. You can do so, but you're required to obtain a weather modification license and permit. Holy cow. That's nuts. That is nuts. Okay, I think I am on my other computer with the chat now. So, and this is a bigger screen anyway, so this will be nice. So I will go back through the chat here in a minute, you guys. As soon as it comes up, I'll close out some of these other tabs. But I don't overtext my internet, poor internet. Oh, you haven't gotten anything, Brendan? Just a second. Maybe I didn't send it. Yeah, you should be getting it. I sent it anyway. Hi, Fizzy Pop. Okay, let me go back up to the chat. Oh, gosh, I've got to go way back up. Okay. Now I'm back to where I was. Hi, Sharkay. Didn't see you come in earlier because I was screen sharing. What did Secure Team do, DJ? I'll have to figure that out. Yeah, Adam, you say no matter which sacred text you read, there's something ME related. I agree. Yep. You still play cassettes? I threw out a bunch of cassettes the other day. I kind of felt bad about it, but let's see. I've actually thrown out a bunch of CDs too. And then I can't remember where you are, Patrick. Are you in Chicago? Never have snow in April. Well, Colorado has snow up in even in May, but it's usually just only in the mountains. And we had, on the plains here just the other day, like quite a bit of it, like about 8 inches. All right. I'll check. UK is going to be sunny though. Madison, Wisconsin. Okay, yeah, Wisconsin, because you're this. I remember that now because I remember thinking that you and Patrick Roberts were in the same state. Boy, that was a quick laundry fold, Skookum. Or you just had to get it, maybe. I just emailed it to your email. You should be able to just click on that, Brendan. That's what you did last time. If you just click on that link I gave you. And then if you've got your mic all set up and everything, it should just allow you to come in then. That's all you had to do the other day. Oh my goodness. I didn't show Project Barnacle. Special welcome to that person. I didn't put my email on the live stream. I put did I? I just said it. Hi, Project Barnacle. I want to talk to you after this, possibly. Call me on the home phone line later. Okay. You have a lot of funerals to go to, Evie? Huh. There's been a lot here, but that's because this community is a lot of older people. Owls are extraterrestrial. Yeah, did anybody see those owls on I can't remember. I can never remember his name. It's like something 333 on the end. Hi, Poppy. Good to see you here. You're seeing my oh, shoot. I didn't realize I had that there. Thank you, Project Barnacle. Oh my gosh, somebody should have said something to me earlier. Darn it. I needed to do that on my other one. Well, I can call you, but should I call you Barney? Except for it's long distance if I call you. MBBB333 Sharkay says, yeah, those owls looking in the window were nuts looking. Crazy. So, oh, there we go. Hi, Brandon. I hear you anyway.
Yeah. It took me a minute to figure it out, but I got it figured out. I'm using my computer now.
Uh-huh.
So, I am in the learning process.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Okay, Barney, call me after the show if you can, okay? I'm talking to someone in the chat that I know personally. All right. So what's up with you? I saw your live stream with Patrick the other night. That was great.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we had a really, really good conversation. I'd like to have him back on. I guess me and Photo Helix are trying to set up a day where he can come on maybe one day this week. So, that'll be nice. I'd like to hear his perspective on anything, really.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, photo is really great. I mean, I wish he used to do videos all the time, and he's kind of slowed down. I wish he would do a little more, but he's always fun when he's on live streams for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of just going to let go of the reins and let him take over like he normally does, anyways.
You noticed that, huh?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I like him on Scarabs and also he's been on Susos a couple times too. But yeah, Mr. MBB333. Yeah. Thanks, A Gamer.
Did you catch Scarabs 2 nights ago when he I can't, the guy's name was Amara something 2012. But it was actually a really good show, and Scarab really surprised me. I know he had been talking with Photo Helix quite a bit about the Bible prophecy being fulfilled and all that, but he really went into it and started telling people that they needed to start praying and probably needed to repent. It just really blew me away. I mean, because I totally support that, theory, even if, it may be wrong. Hopefully, nobody wants to be in tribulation, but if we are, I think it would be a good thing, people that are religious do try to get right with God.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. Definitely. And, I caught the last half of that. I didn't catch the first part. I can't remember what I was doing, but yeah, I was impressed with that too. And then now that guy was saying how he was believing how it's going to be the end of 2020, but I saw another guy that I used to like, but his channel got taken down. His name was Naughty Beaver. But he was really good at like analyzing like what it says in Revelation about the constellations and everything, and putting it back to 3.5 years past the September 23rd event of last year. And that's like, and it's not just that it's 3.5 years past then. It's also that it's the constellations line up perfectly to what the Bible says perfectly. So
wow.
In Revelation. So, and that would be like mid-March or like around the 20th or so, 21st of March of 2021. So, there's different theories, but I mean, that was interesting what he was showing about how the planets are going to be on top of each other like that, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I'll have to check that out. I hadn't heard anything about any of that.
Okay, QP says Naughty Beaver is back. Yay! You guys definitely go and QP, you can go ahead and put the link to his channel if you don't mind. Because he's a really smart guy and has a lot of interesting things to say. I mean, and he is Mandela affected. He said he made fun of it at first, because I've heard this in his broadcast. He said, I made fun of it at first, and then I've started seeing signs, and he's all into, I mean, he doesn't talk about it all that much, but just to let you guys know, he is Mandela affected for sure. And he has just a really great channel. If it's he talks a lot about Nostradamus, he does that, but just his knowledge is pretty intense. He has some pretty intense videos.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Brandon.
I was wanting to ask y'all if any of y'all have noticed this. The people that like a lot of them that I thought were totally awake, now when I go back and I try to talk to them again, it's like they've took an upload or something, and they don't even have the memories they had before, and they're just totally not affected now, and it's just so very strange to me. So strange.
You're talking about people in real life. Hi, Michael Archer.
Yeah, I mean, people that totally thought that they were awake, and now they just seem to have totally forgot anything that we talked about.
Well, perhaps, either they shifted or you shifted. That's kind of what I'm afraid of with, this whole community that we have. It's like, or one day, are you going to come on my site and I'm going to say it's all bogus? I hope not. You know what I mean? I can't imagine that, honestly. Well, if I do, it's not me. It's some other version of me,
Yeah, totally.
because I would never do that,
No,
So,
I wouldn't either, and I think that I would still know, because there's where I have dual memories on some things. I know what my anchor memory is, so I know which one's the right one. So I don't, I really don't think that I would do that either because I would
mm-hmm,
still know better. I mean, I would hope I would still know better.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
But at this point, nothing is ruled out. I mean, all options are on the table. Anything can happen. I rule
Mm-hmm.
out nothing.
Well, when you've seen so much, it's, I don't know. I'm just putting a different picture up for now. I'll probably change it here in a minute while I'm talking. But anyway, yeah, it's just, you can't really, I don't know. I don't know how anybody can really rule out. Well, like some people have ruled out time travel because they say, if anything, it's retrocausality and not a time travel. I'm not really sure they're different though, because like, for instance, if there is no time, you know, then I don't know. I mean, it's not technically time travel, but if there is no time, then I guess you have in a way. So I
Right.
don't know.
But I mean, I understand what you're saying, and that goes completely against everything we've been taught. And who knows? Maybe we've been taught completely wrong on almost everything. I mean, at this point, I question everything that I see, everything that I hear. I don't even watch regular news anymore. I mean, because there's nothing in it for me.
Right. Hi, Martha. Glad you got to get off work early. Yeah, I don't watch news either.
I mean,
I
most
mean,
of it's just bogus.
the only time I did lately, I did watch it a little bit. It was when the whole Syria thing was going on. I did watch it then, but other than that, I try to just, um, go online for it or whatever, or just see what other people are saying, and then if I want to investigate, I'll investigate further. But
Right, totally.
anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think we have been taught wrong. Going back to what you were saying, I think that they've been purposely trying to keep a lot of stuff from us for years. Probably since time began. The powers that be have been doing that.
Right, because if they would let all the technology loose that they have right now, I mean, people probably wouldn't even have a need to work, and we could probably have a very, very peaceful society with people making their money by, enter, just entertaining other people and things like that. I mean, because there's so much technology that they hold back, things that could really, really help humanity. But if they was to do that, they would lose so much money. They're just really not
Hmm.
interested in doing that.
Well, or just even a broader system. Everybody's good at different things. Like if you, like, Paul Johnston says he's a builder. Like if he's a cabinet maker and I want new cabinets, he could do that for me, whereas I would do something that he needed done, or but something like that, more of a barter system, or something where we were just, everybody was working together for the greater good of everyone. You know.
Yeah, totally, totally. But I think the powers that be, will never, never, ever let that happen. It seems
Right.
like they're ramping up themselves to try to get them another war just to, keep the economy rolling. Really, is what it boils down to in my mind.
Yeah. No, Kathy, I do not know that. Knowledge of the forever time. Hmm. No, I don't know that. I'll have to look that up sometime. What's it about? Oh goodness. So now, Brandon, you're in Tennessee? Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty close to the Bristol Raceway actually.
Mm-hmm.
We just
Now,
had a race.
has Nashville always been the capital for you? I think I already asked you that, but
You know what? Whenever you brought it up, I said Nashville, yeah, but you know what? For days on end, after me and you talked about that, I couldn't get Jackson out of my mind. I mean, it was like it was stuck there. I just kept on thinking about it. Jackson, Tennessee, over and over and over and over, to the point to where I think maybe at one point, I thought it was Jackson, myself,
Well, it could have happened when you were really little, and then a switch or something like that, because I've seen that with people too. Because like even the green being on top, I remember one day on the traffic lights, I remember one day looking up and thinking that everything, they looked all wrong and stuff that really didn't click until like later. Sometimes I think they take a while, to either dig down deep into your brain, or conversely, what if it's a psyop and they're putting those memories inside your head? I hope that's not the case. I hope that we're not the ones that are being psyoped. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't really discount that either. I don't think so, but I can't discount that at all.
I really don't either. Like I was talking about earlier, I was looking at, the brain changes a lot, and I was doing some research and stuff, and a lot of the brain changes are, they have to do with the memories and how you are able to identify objects, faces, and it just goes into really other deep memory things, and that's where a lot of the brain changes are, and it makes me wonder if maybe us people that can see the changes either haven't totally made the change, or we haven't changed at all in our brain at the very least.
Right. Yeah. Now I know for me, I do have dual and triple memories though of stuff where I can't remember, like for instance, Cheez-Its. I remember all three ways that they are. I can't say, I think it used to be just Cheez-It for me, but I remember the Z and I remember the S and, or actually I think it was Cheez-Its, but I'm not real sure on stuff like that. Those are ones that kind of confound me, because I'm like, I don't know. I have a memory on all these, so who knows?
Like that too on quite a few, and I think there may come a day to where that that right there is used against us, because they're going to say, well, this one has a memory of this and this one has a memory of that, whenever 75% of us have the same memory on most things.
Right. Yeah.
That's what they'll use against us.
Probably. Oh, they can use stuff against us for anything. Did you turn your sound up?
Me? No.
Yeah.
No.
I can hear something bleeding through. Maybe I did.
I don't know. I really don't know how to turn it up, so I wouldn't be able to. I can turn it down, maybe. I don't know.
No, it just seems like I hear an echo.
How about now? Anything different?
Yeah, I don't hear it now. Oh, no, I still do. Huh.
I don't know.
Oh, wait, here it is. It's on mine, I think. Darn it. Okay, yeah, I think that was on my end.
Bad DJ. Bad DJ.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Oh, I tell you what, though, in the very beginning, it was just so stressful, and I think everybody went through that down and out, depression period. Even though, you felt like you finally maybe found the things you've been looking for your whole life, there was still depression associated with it. But now I'm able to smile and laugh, and I'm able to have a good time again. And at first it was just really hard, and what I'm trying to say is, if there's people out there that are having a hard time, you can always email me, and I'd be more than willing to talk to you and try to help you through it,
Yeah, well, there's definitely a lot of people that, especially when they first go through this, they're just like, they don't know how to deal with it for sure. I know I'm still going crazy over different aspects of this. But what I think is a huge one that, well, JFK obviously brought a lot of people into it, but the Norma Jean, I know that there's somebody that I had a friend that really loves Marilyn, and I texted him and I said, please don't tell me you remember Norma Jean with an E. Please don't. And because he knows that I'm into the ME, and he never has been, and he's always kind of poo-pooing it or whatever. And then he's like, nope, always Norma Jean without an E for me. And I'm like, oh, good. And I said, well, thank me for bringing you your first ME.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, it's just really. I guess I'm blessed because my mother, my sister, my best friend. Well, my second best friend because my first best friend won't talk to me at all over the ME, but the other three are all three affected. So, I guess I'm actually blessed because most people don't have that.
Yeah, I've got a couple people I can talk to about it, but for the most part, not very many people around, that want to, I don't know, dive into my rabbit hole. It's crazy. I mean, once you start, this is something we can talk about. I don't know if you've looked into this at all, but this is another rabbit hole that I just spent like 2 or 3 days on when I first found it was the oh, did it go off? No, that's, gosh, how come I'm all discombobulated here? But anyway, what I'm getting at is have you ever investigated the mud fossils at all?
I have seen them. I know what you're talking about. The one where it's a dragon or some type of dinosaur, and then you have a fish. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, and the thing is that like this guy that has a YouTube channel, it's Mud Fossil University, and his name's Roger. He's taken like samples and tested them for DNA and stuff, and it came back positive. Like with I
Wow.
mean, it's really, really, really. In fact, that's what I should bring up. Um, let's see. I'll just bring up some of these because I almost did a video on it, but then I thought, um, there's so many other channels that are doing it. I don't really want to muddy the waters, but I sure enjoy their channels on it. That's for sure.
Yeah,
And then,
I actually believe Lone Eagle done one. So
yeah.
look at that.
But I mean, if you look at some of these, the very first one that comes up is kind of a female anatomy part, but but some of these, but you have to, I mean, that's what it looks like though. I mean, when it comes up, it will be funny. But like this giant here, I mean, they're just, these are crazy. And if this guy hadn't taken samples and DNA samples and, you know, you almost couldn't believe, it's almost too fantastic to believe, but I mean, he has done it and it's come back with, the proper DNA in it. So it's crazy. But there's like a really cool horse one and a turtle and a couple dragons and birds, and aside from all these other statues.
Yeah.
Are you there, Brandon?
Yeah, I always thought there was just them two. I didn't know there was that many of them. I'll definitely have to check into it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Let's see. I'll just yeah.
Everything.
I will. Let me click on this one. This one's neat. This is one that I think. No, he didn't. He didn't test, or maybe he did test this one. But see, look at that giant. If it is a giant, Well, and I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to some of my Book of Enoch books, but it talks about the giants being 30 L's. Well, 30 L's, an L is, well, a cubit basically, and that's 1.5 feet. So that means that the giants were 400 feet tall, So, but that's what these look like to be when, like, if this guy straightens up, he's going to be 400 feet tall, So I don't know. There's some credence to that, I think.
Yeah, what is the history about the Book of Enoch? Because I did listen to your last one that was about 45 minutes, and I found it really interesting myself.
Well, it's a book that it's actually mentioned in the Bible, in the Book of Jude, and Enoch was Noah's grandfather, and the Book of Enoch was found in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and they're, it basically has the hidden history of the giants. Here's the elephant one. That's a cool one. I'll bring that up. But, and so, you know, when they were deciding on the Bible and stuff like that, I think they kept out a lot of stuff on purpose,
Yeah, I mean, that's the story that I've always been told. I mean, through history, they kept out a lot of the books, a whole lot of them.
Well, see, because the reason I say that too is that the Book of Enoch has never left the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. They've always had that as one of their main books of the Bible, always. And so they never did take it out. And so obviously they've had it all this time, but that Council of Trent or whatever it is, I don't know. I don't want to say something that's wrong, but it's some kind of council that where they were deciding the books of the Bible and stuff. And that one was one that was taken out. But if you read it, there's nothing that goes against God anyway. You can say, well, this other stuff isn't in the Bible or it's extra, but the Bible does talk about the Nephilim or whatever, so it does talk about the giants.
Yes, and I even noticed that it was worded, even like a King James type of style.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep. Let me get a drink here. Got my iced coffee again. Okay, so yeah, that elephant really looks cool though. But, maybe
seeing that, because I hadn't seen any of the pictures myself.
There's just some really cool ones. There's the elephant. And here's a different picture of one. See, look at that. When it comes up, it'll take a little bit to come up on the screen. It's a different one. But anyway, and then there's a horse, and then there's, oh gosh, there's just a lot of cool stuff. And once you start looking at it, you're like, oh my gosh, if this was all real, and that's what, see that one? There's another elephant.
Oh.
Now that one, I don't know. I hadn't seen that one before, so I hope I'm not putting up a fake. I had seen the other one that I've showed. I like to kind of stick to what Roger has because he kind of vets out some of these. Roger from Mud Fossil University. Let's see here. Try to find some of the other ones. But yeah, I plan on finish that. That was just the first 2 parts of the Book of Enoch. And then, well, I'll just leave that general picture up. But anyway, and then there's 3 more parts that I'm going to put up too. And then I'll probably go and read some other ancient texts as well later on. But I kind of like doing that because, a lot of people don't want to sit and read it. But if they're doing something like folding laundry or something, they can listen to it. And I'm going to be reading it anyway, so I might as well just put it online,
Well, if I may say so myself, that you are an excellent narrator. Narrator, excuse me. See, I'm an awful narrator myself. But.
Oh, I doubt that. But no, I really enjoy it. And I know I make a couple mistakes in there, but if I was doing it professionally or getting paid, I would edit those out. But I'm like, I can't, it just take too much time sometimes to edit it out. I was starting to edit it out too much. And then finally I just said, well, if I have a mistake, I'm just doing it. So I'll just leave it in there, who cares? But okay, let me get through the chat here. See if anybody else came in. And just see what everybody said too.
Surprised half of them hadn't left since I'm the guest.
Oh, I know. Let's see. Okay, so White Rabbit says he noticed dual memories too. How come that sounds going again? Wonder if that microphone's picking up. Okay, White Rabbit, I'm intrigued to what you have to say. It says, seems like it may have something to do with saturation of subjects, dual memory-wise, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, like if our memories are being layered upon layer, or these worlds are layered upon layer. I mean, that's like when I don't know if you've heard me talk, Brandon, before about when I was listening to Scared Performance one time, I heard a double conversation. They were saying different things, but they were right on top of each other. And this was during a live broadcast, and it freaked me out because it was either like dual dimensions, like right on top of each other, or I was like hearing their thoughts or something. It was crazy. I mean, it really freaked me out.
Wow. I tell you what, I was going through town, and I was on this same strip of road maybe like 2 weeks before, and I come through there, and there is a gigantic apartment complex now that would at least take probably 3 months to build. So it wasn't built in the last 2 weeks. And for me, that's the first like actual thing that wasn't there that's popped up for me, and it kind of really blew me away.
Yeah, people have, Lone Eagle has said that too, that a neighborhood popped up for him out of nowhere. And then I haven't seen anything around here, but I live where that would really be out of place if something popped up here, because there is nothing here. Let's see what's in the Kathy Milo likes Roger. I do too. He's a Christian, you guys. So, let's see. Poppy says, anyone want an angry 9-year-old? I remember those days. Oh, you're welcome, White Rabbit. Hi, Michael Furberger. You're here for some rain and or plain. I hope we're not too plain today, but now I'm curious because some people, Martha's saying that statue that had organs inside. Yeah. Are you talking about the Egyptian one that's laying down? That's a pretty cool story too. So, you guys can maybe investigate that. I don't know if I can find it really quick, or I would.
I guess all y'all have already heard about the blood type in India. I believe it's like Indian or something like that.
What is it? Like, you were breaking up a little bit, Brendan.
They have a new blood type in India. It's called like Indian or something. Something like that.
A new blood type?
Yeah, like as of a couple of weeks ago is when I found out about it.
Oh my goodness, I'll have to check that out.
It was actually right around the time they cut CERN back on, which, I know most people don't think CERN's doing it, and I don't necessarily think that myself, but I do think that there may be, several factors, coming together to make this happen, not just one thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, it says India is the parent of two rarest blood groups. INRA and Bombay something. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna plug that in. I don't know if my other computer was picking up some feedback. Okay. That's weird. I had never heard. I'll have to investigate that. I hadn't seen that before. Where did you see that, Brandon?
I really don't know. I was on the internet just kind of looking at things, and somehow I run across it. I really can't remember what I was searching at the
time. That'd be a good video for somebody to do something on.
Yeah, because it's definitely a new one to me. I've never heard anything about it in my whole life.
Right. Okay, let me go through some of the chat again. Oh, you're welcome, Kathy. Thank you. Oh, maybe you might be right on the bits, DJ. I don't know. Well, I've got two different ones going on. One's a Chromebook, but I thought this other one was 64-bit, but
let me ask you, Raine. The Cro-Magnon man, and then you had what became the Homo sapien, or whatever the one that was right before Homo sapien. I was always told that they were, the Homo sapien killed off them, that whole, set of DNA, that it was no longer. Now, what I'm hearing is a group of them people survived, and that DNA has lived on a couple islands, and the rest of the world has the regular Homo sapien DNA.
Oh gosh, I haven't heard anything about that, but I'm not the best person to ask about anything biology related.
I mean,
No,
but it's definitely something true. You can look it up. I wish I would have had notes, but I wasn't planning on coming on, so I didn't really think about any of that stuff because I've been wanting to bring it up.
Oh, this is interesting. And then he says that a previous head injury can keep you from getting the download, like a coma, stroke, concussion, seizure. Your neural pathway will have been reconstructed. That's interesting. Now, I do get, when I think of shifts happening, I do get like my brain feels like it's vibrating, almost like a seizure. Do any of you guys get that, or do you get that, Brandon, or do you sense anything in particular when you feel or do you sense shifts at all, or do you just know that they happen?
Yeah, actually, I think almost for sure that we had one maybe a week ago. I could just tell things were different. And relating back to your article that you were talking about, with the head injuries and whatnot, I had a traumatic brain injury myself.
Oh, you did? That is very interesting. That could have something to do with it, possibly. Huh. I hadn't even thought about that, but I don't know what would have happened with me unless I had a stroke or something. I'm not sure. Let's see. JW says he's had his brain scattered many times. I wonder what now I'm RH positive, but I know that a lot of ME affected people are negative, and I'm wondering. I'm gonna stop that and just go to the regular. But anyways, I'm wondering what the percentage is. I would say it would be a higher percentage of negative than in the normal population for people who have the ME. Now, do you know if you're a positive or negative, Brandon?
I think I'm like AB positive. I'm not sure though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have positive too, but I know a lot of us have negative. But I haven't checked it lately. Like, some people say their blood type changed.
Wow.
So who knows about that, So QP, you're saying there's something called sapien? Huh. Is that what you were getting at, Brandon?
I don't know what they're called. They live on a small island, and they're just not Homo sapiens. They have a different strand of DNA that I always thought was killed out from what I was taught my whole life. But I could be wrong.
Well, that's what I thought. I'd never heard of anything additional.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah. Yeah, see, Korrie says she gets the vibration too. She said she got it yesterday around 6 p.m. her time. So yeah, it's crazy because it's almost like a seizure in my brain, and then I've even felt it in my shoulders. It's hasn't gone any further than that. It's not like my whole body or anything, but I mostly just feel it in my head. But I've also felt it in my shoulders as well. Now, Brandon, we were talking about this in Scott's chat. You said that you heard somebody shout your name. When was that?
It was actually last night. I thought maybe somebody was yelling for me or something, so I, jumped up, and then I realized there ain't nobody yelling for me. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was really late at night. It woke me up out of bed, and it was like I could hear maybe something being said afterwards, but I was still so half asleep I couldn't tell what it was exactly. But it was definitely my name that was yelled out, and it was pretty doggone loud, or it wouldn't have woke me up.
Right. Well, for me, it wasn't like I've heard shouting before that woke me up, and I've also heard booms. Like, at least one time, I thought lightning hit the house, and I just bolted up, right, but it didn't wake anybody else up, so I don't think it was, so it wasn't lightning or anything. But man, it was loud, and then just last week, I heard somebody say, "Michelle, are you awake?" And I bolted up awake, from that. So, and then a lot of other people have said that they've heard their name being called lately. So I don't know what all that's about.
I've always been sensitive myself. I've seen quite a few ghosts over my life. I can't say that I've heard a lot with my, words wise, other than, just a few times I've heard things with my ear. But as in thuds and noises and seeing things with my eyes, I've seen plenty of that in my life. I think that I'm sensitive. Some people ain't, but I truly believe I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think all of us are a little more sensitive in general,
It seems
than
to
most
be
people.
more intense now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm trying to get through the chat. I'm kind of behind here. People are giving their blood type, so that's how far I am back. QP says she heard herself call her name. That's interesting, isn't it?
Wow.
See, that's what I thought. The person that I heard was a friend of mine, but her voice sounds a lot like mine, so it actually could have been me now that I think about it. But and I think QP and I talked about that last week when we were talking about all this.
Well, see, I actually thought it was Dave, my roommate, but he's not here. He's went to a rehab facility, so it definitely wasn't him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I guess it ain't Dave because he's not here. So, anyways, I thought it was Dave myself, but it wasn't.
Okay, I think I'm caught up now. Yeah, someone had said it could be like a future self or something, or maybe, like even MA has said, like maybe we're our own lab rats and we're poking ourselves in the head, we're like experimenting on ourselves or something like that, That would be kind of funny, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, at this point, anything is possible.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, I think I'm going to get off here now because it's 4:20, so that means it's Robert Wood's time, and I don't want to get in on his time. But thanks everybody for stopping on by, and Rhiannon for calling in.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody has a great week and day or evening, whichever it is, because we're all over the world here. So it's been great having you, Brandon, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you, Raine.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.